And as the race towards the playoffs heat up, we've baked up the most delicious segment. What do you have?
We got a pie finally. I complained a lot.
That's a heck of a pie.
The director's telling me to hold it high, which is difficult without
look like
seeming
you're
like
gonna throw it
I know. I'm not going to.
Hit him in the face.
You really look like
If
you're
it's
about to throw that
here,
in
pie is
somebody's
supposed to
face.
be here, but once it gets up here, and I'll be honest with you, it's hard.
It's a heavy pie. Is that apple? Or
This is
that's
an
not
apple.
Mississippi mud like I
Brew,
requested.
you're going to love this.
I'm not a
what are
big
you
apple
doing?
pie guy. I don't like fruit in my pie.
I know we're supposed to be coach analysis, but it's also a little present.
You got him
Oh,
on
wow.
mud
Mississippi.
pie?
Oh, that's muddy, too. Yes, let me show you.
No, we don't have
Wow,
to go. Okay.
looks delicious. Might kill me, but looks delicious.
Okay.
I'll be going out and stop. Thank you, Wiles.
Well, it was Katanic.
Go ahead.
Keta.
Sorry.
Awesome.
We really do this segment.
Can I just go eat this?
No, can I do
Grab
title pie?
your plates and
You
your
can have the
appetite
title
for
pie.
coach and analysis. It's time for title pie.
All right, there are some new teams losing their slices, and one new team with a slice. But Brew, your beloved Clippers,
What?
they don't have a slice. Obviously, there are a lot of other teams that don't have a slice, but these are teams that are playoff
Team?
teams
The Beam.
or in there. The Beam. I apologize to the Beam, the good people of the Beam City, Sacramento, but they don't have a slice. Golden State obviously doesn't have a slice. Now, 1%. Same as last week, the Knicks. Listen, I just respect them. They're not going to have another playoff gear, and they're already playing at a playoff level intensity. But damn, man, they might be the 2 seed.
Yeah.
And so I give them credit, and they're getting
They are
healthier.
impressive.
They're at 1%. 2%, Phoenix. I can't totally discount them, but I also cannot foresee a scenario where they play great for 2 straight months. But because Durant is still so great, Devin Booker is, maybe you expected him to go to a slightly higher gear this year, and he hasn't, but we know that it's there, and it feels healthy. You can't totally discount him, but I put him at 2%. 3%, welcome to the pie, New Orleans Pelicans.
3%.
Under the radar, getting Brandon Ingram back. I think they're going to win round 1 if it is a 4-5 or 5-4 against the Clippers. That would put them in the Final Four. They get 3%. Dropping a bit, Philly. Down to 4% because they have been so bad without Embiid that I worry about what their playoff position is going to be in. Embiid having to be thrown right into a must-win scenario. Also, oddly, their performance without Embiid makes me feel better about his MVP last year.
Great.
I understand that.
And he was playing like
And he was
MVP
playing
this year.
unbelievable this year. Their record was great. The moment he goes away, they're awful. Next. All right, another team that lost a little percentage of the pie. Miami.
Wow.
You've got to catch Indy for the 6th seed. You can't be in the play in Miami against Philly. You can't have a 7-8 play in Miami-Philly, and then all of a sudden one of them is playing
I'm
for their lives.
surprised you don't want to see them against the Celtics in round 1.
Well, here's the thing. In theory, I think that would be fun, and I would like to see it. But the way to get there, the only way you can be the 8 seed is if you're in the play-in and lose and then win, or if you drop all the way to the 9. Like, none of those are good scenarios. So get to the 6 line and do some heat culture-y stuff. Okay, 6%. Okay, see, now this is title pie, not tears. But if it were tears, this would be called Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend. A little young, a little skinny, but very impressive. So the Oklahoma City, where listen, I want to give them credit, but they are so young. They don't have the size that you think they're going to need in round 2 or 3 in the West. And they might play the Lakers in round 1, who have just been their kryptonite, so to speak. But SGA, legitimate MVP candidate, not just like fringe, legitimate candidate. Chet Wild's guy's been awesome. They built the team really well. Sam Presti's done a great job. The coach has done a great job. 6%. 7%, Minnesota. If, when Karl-Anthony Towns comes back, he fully accepts being the number 2 option, I like what the team can be.
Yeah.
And
You don't think he has?
I don't
think he
know. I think maybe yes, but then maybe he saw all the love. He's like, wait, Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan now. Do people not know I'm the greatest shooting big man of all time? What are you talking about? Do people not know what I did last year was more impressive on the Nuggets did? I'm going to show them when I get back. That stuff concerns me. And so, but give them credit. Chris Finch has done a good job. It's a well-built team, well-built roster. Number 1 defense in basketball, might be the number 1 seed. 8%, bigger piece. The Mavs. Scarier by the day now.
Yeah, that's true.
And credit where it's due, I have been probably one of Kyrie's most vocal critics for a lot of the shenanigans and the fact that I think Bag is a little overrated. Turns out the greatest player of all time agrees with me on that take. Thank you, JJ Redick. Also, I wanted to see more production to go along with the amazing highlights. Well, they've been awesome. And he and Luka, little stuff. I know this is going to sound like, Kevin Costner on draft day, but you saw the story that Kyrie was the last one to leave Luka's party, that he and him were hanging out at his birthday party, just the two of them. I like it. I like the pairing. Nobody wants them in round one. 10%, the Lakers. For the first time, including the year they won the title, Brou, they have an elite offense in Los Angeles. The number 2 offense in the league since the break. They seem like they are healthier. They're getting Gabe Vincent back, who was their big offseason acquisition, who has barely played for him. We'll see about Vando. But right now, as presently constituted and healthy, they are, in my opinion, the second best team in the Western Conference. 14% Milwaukee. They dropped a bit. I'm starting to be a bit concerned because I understand they can't be the 1, but they could drop to the 3. Yeah. And you don't want the Knicks to pass you. Just tighten some stuff up. I still think they have the most upside because of the Dame Giannis duo. 15%. Boston. I understand they deserve to be higher than 15%. I just don't trust them. Their coach is a little, I don't know what the right word is. He just always seems anxious. It seems like your buddy you go to Vegas with, you leave and you come back, he's at the blackjack table, he's sweating. It's like, what's going on? It's like, man, it's been a rough 90 minutes. It's like, chill out, man. Just chill out. And so that doesn't instill confidence, but the starting 5's outstanding. And then 25% Denver. It's at this point shocking when they lose.
Yes.
They've lost 3 times since the All-Star break.
What?
Twice to Phoenix, once of those in overtime, and one Kyrie doing the sky hook. It would be, in my opinion, Brou, tell me if you agree, a choke job if they don't make the finals. They are now in a position, they don't have to win the title because Boston is the favorite. But if Denver doesn't make if they're healthy and don't make the finals, we're going to say, oh, man, something disastrous happened. There's title pie.
Well done, well done. Look, I think, in truth, Denver deserves a much bigger slice. Boston, bigger slice. Milwaukee, a lot of those teams. New Orleans not winning it. Knicks, no chance.
No chance?
No chance.
1 in 100.
No chance, all right? But my beef is with, how are the Clippers?
Oh.
They can't even get 2. They have as much of a chance to win it as Phoenix. And I think they have, I can argue, their talent is just as high as Phoenix's at the top of the roster, and then they have more depth than Phoenix. I get it, and I will admit this. They seem to be wilds, and I know I've reserved this term for the Eagles of last season, but there's some type of supernatural funk going on out there in L.A. I mean, my goodness, so I'm a little bit hesitant. But they do deserve a slice of the pie. And here's the thing, Nick. You remember 3 years ago, Ty Lue's still the coach, gets them to their only Western Conference final in the franchise's history. Yeah. Guess what happened that year? What? Kind of a funk at the end. Oh, yeah. Finished 8-7 in their last 15. Lose 5 out of their last 9. Not playing well at all. Only won 47 games. They already got 45 this year. And then, to make matters worse, Kawhi Leonard gets hurt in the second round against Utah. And they still go on to win the series. So I'm saying they deserve a slice of pie. That's what I'm saying.
So I had them on the preliminary edition because I do it 24 hours ahead of time. Then I look over it again the next morning.
In the oven.
Exactly right. I had them on there. And then I saw, Wilds, some just startling graphics on this show yesterday talking about the Clippers post-All-Star break. Now, I thought they were my graphics, but it turns out they were Brou's graphics, and it was about James Harden.
I keep it real.
And so you brought this to my attention after I brought it to your attention. Now I'm bringing it to your attention again. It's kind of a snake eating its tail of statistical graphics, and that is why the Clippers have a 0% slice of title pie. 0%. I like the Knicks more than them right now. Look at this.
Oh, speaking of, I just want a larger New York slice. Yes. I've got 3 graphics, and Ramsey had 10 of them.
These better be eye-popping.
I had to pick 3. First of all, the big 3, Brunson, OG,
Yeah.
Oh, Brunson and OG. I'm sorry, it's just the big two.
Okay,
I'm
no
sorry, that we're talking about Randall. 14-1, best trade of the trade deadline was getting OG. So when that squad is working, pretty good. Never mind, we got Mitchell Robinson coming back, Julius Randle come back. Then we know that they can win. They have been winning. Everyone's like, all right, you believe in all those teams. You have to believe in New York. And this is a tricky one that Josh did. Knicks in the fourth quarter. You're like, okay, point differential, sure. It's one of those graphics where the footnote is
the most notable thing.
38-2 this year, Brou. When
impressive.
leading, entering the fourth. And everyone's very fashionable. No lead is safe.
Especially
up
today.
14, doesn't matter. Tibbs has everybody locked down, and Jalen Brunson is not letting teams come back. I'm not asking for a huge slice. We're at 1% now. Maybe just 2%. Maybe I'll give me a piece of the Lakers.
That stat is
38-2?
especially in today's NBA.
So you have to win 3 quarters. You love winning quarters. Just win 3.
I do love
And then we're good.
So here's my concern for the Knicks, because everything you said is correct.
What's that?
My concern for the Knicks is, do they have a bit of a reverse of Miami? Meaning that Miami is kind of lethargic. It's odd because they have good
think
culture
that's a
there,
fair concern.
but and then the playoffs come around and they ratchet everything up and become a far better team year after year. Tibbs' teams historically, part of his greatness is getting all the juice out of the berry almost instantly, but then they don't have another year to get to. Now, maybe the Randall injury actually pays dividends for them because he has been out of gas in every playoff run of his career. So maybe him being out, like he'll have more juice left. I don't know. So I buy it to a degree.
Solid.
It's still very hard for me to see them winning 4 rounds.
Quick update on Denver is what you were saying. I don't do title pie. Just bring the pie. That's funny.
Really? Because I thought they were in a must-win tonight, Wild. So what happens if they lose?
Probably down to 99.
Okay, all right.
Paul George headed to Philly. Maybe. Maybe a leverage play.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.